Hello everyone, this is Jason with ShySnake, and I have an update on the development of spy DNA. This week I'm going to talk about our travel points on our maps. This is the last feature that we are adding for the demo and for early access. And once this is complete, we're just going to be on bug fixing and polish to get ready for those two things. So for the demonstration of this video, I'm in the editor. I wanted to make sure everyone knew it wasn't quite finished yet. And I have three characters on this map, so you can see the three start points here. And I'll go ahead and start it and get the camera moved into a good spot while I explain what I'm going to show. So travel points in our games are designed so that you can move a character from one point on the map to another while effectively not being on the map itself. A good example would be climbing through an air duct, or in this case, climbing through these sewer grates from one place to another. So I have three characters here, and you can see I have Karsten, who's in the middle, the big guy. On the right, I have Margot, who's the party genius. And on the left, I have our commander. Now, the commander is just a default. I haven't gone through character creation, so the attributes are fairly low. Now, I chose these three for the purpose of this demo because I wanted someone to represent a small, nimble person, a large, bulky person without a lot of flexibility, dexterity, and just the defaults. So you can kind of guess from the image which represents which here. So with those three characters, and you can see in front of the characters there are these grates on the ground. So on this test map, I've hooked those up. There's about 5 of them on the map. The reason I use this test map rather than working on the actual mission maps is when you're testing a feature, it's a lot easier to do it if you're not dodging guards and having to run halfway across the map to get to the interesting building. So this just allows me to iterate quickly. So I'm going to click on this grate, and you'll see it shows 2 options. That is explore and examine. Explore is the one we want, and when you click on it, you'll get this little menu, basically, what do you want to do? Explore would mean send your character into the vent, see where it goes, but don't actually take one of the paths, come back to here. The middle option, go somewhere. You may want to do that, for instance, if you have guards closing in on you, and you just want to go somewhere that isn't here. So you don't know where it's going to go, you're going to pop up somewhere on the map, but hopefully it will be better than whatever you're at right now. Now, there is a possibility you would get stuck or not be able to do that. That would be terrible, especially since now the guards are probably swarming the place you just left. So I'm going to choose Explore. You'll see Karsten disappears for a bit while he's doing the exploration. The timers will be displayed above the characters. I haven't gotten to that yet, but it'll give you an idea how much more time it'll be before they're done. And now that he's explored it, you'll see the option changes, and now it says travel and stay here. So with travel, you'll see it's also showing the different points we can go, but with each of those, there's a difficulty assigned to them. When we say normal, which didn't show up here, that's a 50-50 shot. So anything that's hard is less than a 50% chance they'll be able to make it. Things that are easier than normal is greater than 50% chance. And there's gradations. We actually show the numeric value there just for reference. Now these values that you're seeing are specific to the character I selected when I clicked on the vent. In this case, that was Karsten. He is the big guy, not terribly mobile, doesn't fit well into small confined spaces. So with the other members of the party, you'll get different values. And we factor in a couple things. Each destination, depending on what kind of travel point it is, has an attribute associated with it that we use for the difficulty check and to derive how difficult it is for that character. We also take the weight of the character into effect as a proxy for how well they're going to fit. So you can see here, Karsten, not really the ideal person to be sneaking through these things. But now if I exit here and have him stay, and instead I select Margot, you're going to see some very different numbers. So for her, this is going to be an extremely easy thing to do. If we wanted to send someone to sneak through these narrow passageways, picking the narrow character is kind of the way to go. And I think that makes sense to everyone. So you can see, regardless of which path I take, she has an extremely high chance of success. And if I were to do the same thing with Commander, you're going to see yet another set of numbers. In this case, Commander does slightly better than Karsten. Again, keep in mind that this was just the default. I skipped character creation just to do this. And as a result, he could do it reasonably well. When you go through character creation, if doing things like this is important to you and you put some points in flexibility or you put them in dexterity, these numbers are going to get a lot better. If you make a giant tank that can take a lot of punishment and it's just a big person, they're going to get worse. So that is entirely up to you during character creation is this type of infiltration important? And you can make a character that will suit your playstyle. So with that, I'll click and we'll travel somewhere. And now you'll see we pop up over here by this vent. And if I click on the vent again, you're going to see it actually goes to a new point and back to where we came. So with that, I'm going to sign off. I'm keeping this relatively short because I want to turn our air filter back on. The smoke out here in California has been causing us all sorts of grief this week. So thanks to everyone for listening. If you would like to learn more about Spy DNA, please check out our website, spydna.com. And thanks to everyone for listening.